po natin yung rehabilitation ng linya, kung kaya po tuwing gabi, ang ginagawa po natin, nagre-rail replacement po tayo and hindi po natin mapatakbo yung testing and commissioning process. So pag natapos po natin itong rehabilitation natin ng MRT3, magre-resume po tayo ng testing and commissioning ng 39 na mga dalian po ng mga bagon. Doon naman po sa question, doon po sa equity rental payments, ang equity rental payments po natin for 2021, ang nasa budget po ay 6.9 billion. That is around 700 million po monthly. Yan po yung amortization payments na binabayaran natin sa MRTC. Yun pong nagtayo ng MRT3.
So we are paying 700 billion monthly despite the fact that the MRT3 is currently underutilized. Based on the fact na bukod sa hindi natin napapaandar yung mga lahat ng original trains dito or carriages, pati na rin nadagdagan pa ito dahil hindi natin mapaandar yung 39 carriage na binili natin sa Dalian. Now, the audit report of the German firm TUV Rheinland found that the trains may be used. However, there are discrepancies between what was delivered by Dalian and yung nakalagay sa terms of reference when we bought the trains. It seems that, alam niyo, lagi kong pilit kong sinusubaybayan kung sino yung ultimately magiging liable. It seems na at the end of the day o hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin naging liable dito.
Madam Chair, I understand po we have pending cases on this issue po. We will submit po a status report po on those cases that we have filed in relation po to the Dalian trains.
Can we have a report kung sino yung finailan nyo ng action?
Yes po,
this
Madam Chair, we
matter?
will submit po.
And can we also have a report on yung gagayang sinabi ko nga, well, siguro yung binigay mong 700 million is a rough, parang is a lump sum amount. Kasi meron rin tayo for 2019, di ba? Yung, there was an allocation of 1 billion for the rehabilitation of yung MRT. Noong 2020, there was 5.62 billion na nilagay naman. And then ngayon ulit may 3.141 which is also for the rehab. So it seems that aside from yung monthly payment, constantly rin, the national government is putting in money for purposes of yung rehab nung MRT natin, which up to now hindi natin ma-maximize. In fact, yung BRT na ngayon pinapatakbo along EDSA runs parallel to the MRT. Baka nga hindi na kailangan yung BRT na yun kung napatakbo lang natin lahat ng train natin sa MRT
Madam Chair.
Kong Sontay, that will be your last question.
Madam Chair, last na lang kasi yung sa jeep, yung report na lang hintayin ko kay Yusek Batan with regards yung mga public utility vehicles, ma'am. Ito last question na dahil alam niyo while we open the economy, madami sa ating mga kababayan ang hindi naman makapasok sa kanilang trabaho dahil sa kakulangan ng mga masasakyan. The trains, the buses running, yung trains natin, kulang sa numero. As what was discussed earlier, yung mga bus natin, hindi rin lahat nakakatakbo. At syempre, yung mga jeep natin. Ang pakiusap ko lang and madaming mga congressman, mga representative galing sa iba't ibang lugar, ang nagre-request rin na kung maaari madagdagan natin yung mga public utility vehicle, especially yung jeeps natin bumabiyahe para rin makatulong doon sa mga, well, not only para makatulong madagdagan yung nasasakyan ng tao, pero makatulong rin, makapagbigay ng trabaho doon sa mga nawalan. Alam nyo, tayo sa yung mga district reps, talagang hirap na rin kabibigay ng ayuda doon sa mga taong nawalan ng trabaho So kailangan maibalik na yung kanilang trabaho. Ang nire-request lang namin, hindi naman yung 100% capacity ng mga jeeps. Kung maaari lang pabuti natin ng 50% at saka buhayin yung mga feeder lines going to EDSA para makasakay naman yung mga tao doon sa mga buses. Kasi yung mga jeep yung naghahatid doon sa mga pasahero, doon sa mga pinagtatakbuhan ng mga buso So kung maaari lang tayo makakuha ng commitment on that particular issue, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Kong Suntay. Yusek TJ.
Madam Chair, doon po sa tanong po doon sa 3 billion and 6 billion, ang MRT3 po merong tatlong line item sa budget. Yung una pong line item, yung 6.9 billion, yun po yung pangbayad natin ng equity rental payments to the owner, yung nagtayo po. Yung pangalawa pong line item, yung 3 billion, yun po yung binabayad natin sa Sumitomo para po sa maintenance and rehabilitation ng MRT3. And actually po may pangatlo, 900 million po, yun naman po yung operating expense natin, pangbayad po sa sweldo, and yung iba pong OPEX po para sa MRT3.
Pero hindi ba kumukuha rin tayo ng pambayad doon sa equity rental obligation natin mula doon sa pasahing binabayad doon sa MRT? That is over and above the 6 billion.
That's right po, Madam Chair. That's on top po. Yung kinokolekta po nating pasahe, pumupunta po sa isang trust fund, tapos galing po dun sa trust fund na yon, on top po of the 6.9 billion, ginagamit din po nating pambayad doon po sa amortization, yung equity rental payments or amortization po to MRTC.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yung sa jeep na lang, yung sa PUV, yung sagot na lang sa PUV, Madam Chair.
If I may.
Chairman Delgra, you are recognized.
Yes po. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Yes po, in fact, kanina po, before the resumption of the committee hearing, we have talked with Congressman Santay regarding this, and we, on record, will continue to review, assess, and deploy jeepneys based on the routes that we're going to open po. Tuloy-tuloy po ito.
Thank you po. Thank you po. The next to interpolate is Congresswoman Arlene Brosas. Kong Arlene, nasa Zoom ba?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, balikan ko lang yung second question ko kaugnay dun sa prioridad ng administrasyon na Duterte na build projects. At ito po ay kasama yung big ticket projects ng DOTr. Madam Chair, lumalabas karamihan sa pinakita po kanina ng mga table, lumalabas karamihan po sa mga proyekto na ito, wala pang civil works. Tama po ba? Wala pang actual construction.
Yusek Dugate.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yusek TJ, you can answer that.
Chair, meron pong construction to give you the specifics on the rails that the ongoing. Perhaps we can flash on the screen all the ongoing projects on rails, actual photos showing and indicating that constructions are going on with the
Yusek,
permission of the chair.
Maybe you can furnish na lang po the copy ng Tukong Arlene Brosas
Opo.
para makita po niya.
Opo. But this will indicate, Madam Chair, for the record, that actual construction work are being done. And we will go further beyond that. The submissions we will make will indicate our targeted partial operability and our targeted completion of the total project.
Thank you po. Kong
Chair,
Arlene.
Madam Chair, halimbawa, yung Metro Manila Subway Phase 1, may construction yan?
Yusek TJ.
There are actual works being done on the subway. Remember that there are complementing works being done right now. Number one is the depot. Number two is the Philippine Railway Institute. The right-of-way is ongoing and fast-track. We can tell you the specific details where partial operability will be achieved. In fact, contractors are saying January 2022, but I'm still working and deliberating on them to make it December of 2021. Partial operability is from Valenzuela, Bulacan, where the station and the depot is located, going to North Avenue in Quezon City.
Thank you po.
Madam Chair, the
Congressman,
Davao Railway sa kayong modernization of Davao International Airport, may construction na po ba dyan?
Ano daw? Okay, on the Davao International Airport, there are ongoing negotiations on the unsolicited proposal. Hopefully, we can finish the unsolicited proposal negotiations by the end of the month, after which time ICC will be submitted. Meantime, the mobilization is being done in relation to the projects that have been forecast and programmed prior to the UNSOL.
Congresswoman.
Madam Chair, yes, Madam Chair, pasubmit na lang po nung mga listahan nila ng mga projects, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, sa 2021, gagastos na naman ang DOTr ng 14.83 billion para sa right-of-way payments. Mas mataas kumpara sa 9 billion na nakalaan ngayong taon. Bakit po tila walang katapusan yung right-of-way payments ng gobyerno kahit matatapos na ang termino ni Pangulong Duterte? Hindi ba indikasyon ito, Madam Chair, na hindi umuusad yung build ng gobyerno?
Number one, the submissions as manifested will be complied with, and this is a commitment being done to the committee. Number two, on the details of the so-called variances and differences, may I ask TJ to give the specific numbers involved in the statement? Your Honor.
TJ.
Madam Chair, the reason po for the right-of-way budget po being requested by DOTr is because po yung mga railway projects po natin involve massive amounts po of land. So for example po, for PNR Clark Phase 1 alone, ang appraised value po natin for the land na kailangan nating i-acquire by DBP is nasa 500 million. For PNR Clark Phase 2, nasa 4.7 billion. For PNR Calamba, nasa 28.6 billion. For the subway, nasa 10.1 billion. And wala pa po dyan yung iba pa po nating other projects. So as we know po, we are building, right now po, we have 1,100 kilometers of additional railways from the 77 that we had po in 2016. And kailangan po nating i-acquire yung right-of-way for that 1,100 kilometers po of new railway lines.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Last question na po yan.
Madam Chair, meron pa akong isang last question pero gusto ko sanang sundan yan ng request ng report ng government's right-of-way payments ng DOTr projects, including po yung list ng nag-receive ng mga payments na, Madam Chair. Kasi alam niyo po, kada taon, sabi nga natin nagre-request ng right-of-way ng right-of-way. So hindi po natin alam kamusta na, nasan na, ano nang itsura niyan, nakabayad na ba tayo, ganun po, Madam Chair. So I am requesting, bago po ako pumunta sa last question ko, Madam Chair.
TJ.
Madam Chair, we will submit po, lahat po ng right-of-way payments natin are based po on appraisals by our government financial institutions, Land Bank po and the DBP. We will submit po on a per-person basis yung mga natatanggap po nila galing sa right-of-way fund natin.
Thank you. Kindly submit that to Congresswoman Arlene and furnish this committee. Thank you, Yusek.
Last question, Madam Chair, sa ongoing...
Arlene, na-consume na po natin yung ating 3 minutes. Marami pa po kasing nakalista.
Madam Chair, pahingi na lang ako ng involvement ng Chinese contractors sa mga kasunduan o project agreement na with sa DOTr. Kasi balita po natin sa Binondo Bridge, merong 173 Chinese workers na nagtatrabaho dyan. Madam Chair, I need to know kung meron pong mga involvement ang mga Chinese contractors sa mga DOTr projects at kung meron po, pwede po ba i-submit sa atin in preparation for the plenary debates. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Noted, Congresswoman Arlene. Yusek TJ, can you submit that also?
We will submit, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. And the next interpellator is Congresswoman Geraldine Roman. Nasa Zoom po ba? Congresswoman Geraldine Roman. The next one po is Representative Edgar Chato.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon po.
Secretary Art Tugade and the rest of the DOTr officials, my colleagues. Let me just raise a concern which is connected also with the tourism. We discussed earlier about transport sector issues, the PUVs. One sector also in the transport industry is the van operators of the tourism sector, heavily also hit by the pandemic. Our relaxing the rules on traffic and movement of people in the PUV sector of transport does not seemingly include those that are operating in the transport industry, yet they are also heavily burdened by loans and also heavily burdened by the fact that there are no tourists to be serviced by these groups. May I know from the DOTr if there is any possibility of benefits that should be also focused on this sector? There was an attempt to lobby with the banking sector and the BSP for a one-year moratorium on the loans, more specifically on this particular group. But the Bayanihan 2 only approved a 2 months grace period, which is about 60 days. And so it did not address quite well the difficulties being experienced by the van operators. May I seek guidance from the side of the DOTr if this is covered also within the framework of the assistance from the agency and from the national government?
Secretary Tugate, or
Madam Chair, if I may.
Chairman Galunga, you are recognized.
Insofar as the assistance to the, if I got the question correctly, these are the tourism-related transport services, if I may?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Apo. Even during the time of the pandemic, we have been coordinating with the transport tourist service so that we'll be able to address their concerns as well. So initially, what we did with this particular sector, we actually have asked them to help them in getting into the shuttle service so that this tourism-related tourist transport would still be able to earn, considering the fact that during that time, the tourism-related activities were still not allowed. Insofar as financial assistance to the tourism-related services, Madam Chair, may we refer the matter to the Department of Tourism, considering the fact that it would fall under the Department of Tourism, Madam Chair.
So, Madam Chair, just a clarification, the tourism van operators can actually apply for special permits to be allowed to do shuttle services and operate and earn income even at this point in time. Is that correct, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair, if I may. Madam Chair, if I may respond to the question, the good Congressman. That's correct, Your Honor, that these tourism-related transport services were actually allowed to apply for special permit to go into shuttle service with private companies so that they'll be able to transport their employees from the residence to the place of work.
Thank you very much.
During that time when tourism-related activities were still not allowed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. This is quite a relief for them. And second point,
Last
Madam
question
Chair.
na po, Congressman Chato.
Yeah, this is with respect to some concerns in Bohol. Just for the record, we would like to manifest and reinforce our earlier request for an LTO office in Tagbilaran. This is now not a decent place anymore for an office of government. I hope it can be given priority. Director Kaindek knows this. And the barter of lots at the airport in Panglao, by the way, has to be fast-tracked by DOTr and CAAP, because the landowners are already starting to follow up and complain on this delay of documentation and execution of documents. And of course, the Panglao Airport is also being awaited for the concession agreement. I talked to Secretary Tugade on this matter already. And Tagbilaran Airport plans also. It is a sleeping asset, both of the provincial government and the DOTr or CAAP has to be looked into. All these can be addressed in written communications between the provincial government as well as the DOTr. And finally, which agency or which office will be finally giving a clearance on when the airport will be open? Is it the CAAP? Is it the Interagency Task Force? Or is it the local government? Just a clarification, Madam Chair.
Captain James Indico.
Madam Chair, on the issue of the asset as far as the old Tagbilaran is concerned, I will seek the guidance of our secretary. Second, on the issue of the land titling and land swapping, we will submit a report and update on its status. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and I hope to have written copies of the responses. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Please kindly submit any inquiry that Kong Chato, ano
We
po
will.
na nire-request niya sa inyo.
We will
Thank
comply,
you.
Madam Chair.
Now may I recognize Senior Deputy Majority Leader Boying Rimulya.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Kong Boying.
I know that it's come to my attention that there are still many people who wish to ask questions, but because of the limited time and limited plenary or limited meeting halls available for the budget, I move that we terminate the budget of the DOTr on the condition that, number one, the DOTr will answer the written queries of our colleagues who may still wish to clarify questions. And number two, that those who are not able to ask questions now but who are listed in the order will be the first to be entertained during plenary when the budget goes to plenary. So I move that we terminate the budget of the DOTr given the constraints that we have on time and space, Mr. Chairman. Madam Chairman.
Second.
There's a motion to terminate the budget briefing of the OTR and duly seconded. The motion is approved.